murder and hip hop music go together like peanut butter and jelly. And we're bathing our kids in hip hop music. I went to Wikipedia earlier today just to run down the names of all the rappers who have been murdered. All the rappers who have been murdered. And according to Wikipedia, about 77 rappers or something that have been murdered. Close to 80 rappers have been murdered over the last 30, 40 years. I'm just going to rattle off some of the bigger names that have been murdered. Nipsey Hussle, Pop Smoke, XX Tenacion, I don't even know how to pronounce the name, Notorious B.I.G., Jam Master Jay, Tupac Shakur. I definitely remember this one, Mac Dre, because I think Mac Dre was killed by some Kansas City dudes. He's from the West Coast, and that happened when I was living in Kansas City. King Von, the dude over in Memphis, Young Dolph, Archie Eversole. And I certainly remember this one because this is the first of all of them, Scott LaRock, because KRS-One used to be my favorite rapper when I was a kid, and Scott LaRock got killed in the 80s, probably 1987, 1986. I can't remember, but Scott LaRock and KRS-One, Boogie Down Production, that was the original rapper murdered. But according to Wikipedia, this is just according to Wikipedia, two studies in the mid-2010s concluded that murder was the cause of 51.5% of hip-hop musicians' deaths. That's not saying half hip-hop artists die. What it's saying is the hip-hop artists that have died, because hip-hop is a relatively new art form. The hip-hop artists that have died, half of them have died because they were murdered. That's a really high-risk profession. That seems to indicate murder and hip hop music go together like peanut butter and jelly. And we're bathing our kids in hip hop music. Our kids that are playing sports are being bathed in hip hop music. They're now coming out to violent rap songs. If you go listen to Here I Go, from Mystikal's version to the updated version by the Hustle Gang, and where T.I.'s in it, and everybody's in that one. And they're all rapping about killing each other. And here I go, here I am. If you're looking for me, here I am, and I'll do this and I'll do that. And they dropping the N-word, and they talking about using drugs, and they talk about killing each other, and they're talking about... We got little kids coming out to play football games to this music with their adult culture side by side. We're playing the video of Here I Go, the updated version. I think this was made in the 2010s at some point by Hustle Gang. Little kids all being pictured and shown in these videos, in this video that's about black men killing each other. We're being groomed for death, and the adults are doing and saying nothing about it. So if you want to understand how Mike Hickman gets involved in a disagreement with a bunch of angry opposing coaches and ends up shot and killed, it's because football, basketball, all these sports have locked arms with death music. This, just according to Wikipedia, of all the other musical genres, you're 32 times more likely to be murdered as a hip hop artist than any other genre. So don't compare this to rock and roll, hard rock, acid rock, whatever kind of, horror rock, whatever. Don't compare it to that. Marilyn Manson isn't getting murdered. Rappers are. So many rappers have been murdered, we couldn't name them all. It's commonplace. And somehow we think this is healthy, normal, and wise to attach our kids and sports leagues to a music that promotes a culture of death and violence. How did we get here? We dragged children here. We did it. I'm blaming myself. I've loved and supported this music. Now, I've been critical of it, but I've been to the rap concerts. I've met many of the rappers, shook their hands. When I met Dr. Dre, only time in my life I've ever been awestruck. This music is demonic, and it's taking our children straight to hell. And we're co-signing it.